And we start off our series with Jim McCarty, the last remaining member of the classic band, the Yardbirds. In this first clip, he talks about the guitarist. Now remember, there was three main guys, Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Jimmy Page. I mean, the three iconic guitarists in that order who were in that band. Which one of those three was the cocky one? So every lineup had its different personalities, though. It's interesting. You bring someone in, the trajectory changes, or sound, the feel. Everyone comes in with they feel different. Clapton with Eric, I mean, to you, he was just a mate. I mean, everyone goes, "Oh, Eric Clapton." I understand that, of course. But what was your first impression of him?
I didn't particularly like him, to be honest. I thought this guy's a bit over cocky. He's a bit too full of himself. Um, I thought that he can sort of play. I mean, he can play quite well, but he hadn't sort of mastered his instrument really. But I just thought, oh, he's got a funny sort of attitude. But that sort of went, and we got matey, and we had a big sense of humour in between us. So we had a lot of funny jokes and in jokes, and you know how it is when you're kids.
When's the last time you talked to him?
Oh, years ago. Years ago.
Well, people go in different directions. They just
Well, he's particularly like that. He would shift dimensions and leave all his mates behind.
Yeah. Well, was Clapton the guy you had described before as the dresser? Was he the guy who was the dresser?
Yes, he would be very keen on what he wore and his image, and the rest of us just wanted to play the music. I mean, he did as well, but he had an extra thing about him.
How do you end up in France?
Well, it's a long story.
It always is when you end up in France.
Well, yeah, my wife and I were in London, and we spoke to a few people, and they said, "Oh, you'd love to live in." Yeah, we knew some people that had houses in France, and they suggested, "Oh, we can you hear me? Okay?"
Yeah, yeah.
Suggested, oh, we'd love it in Provence. So we just happened to go down. I had a show actually to do down in Nice, and we had a look around Provence, and we loved it. So we thought, oh, let's come and live here.
You're doing it right, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my wife's no longer with me. She passed away
I'm sorry.
a couple of years ago. So I'm wondering what I'm doing, but so it's still very nice. It's lovely today.
Did your parents get it, what you were doing?
Not really. No. My father died fairly early. He quite liked the idea of me playing, but I didn't have a great relationship with him. And my mum and dad didn't really get on very well. And my mother was always very keen about me getting a job, having a steady job with a future.